Welcome to the debate. Our focus today gets right to the heart of a strategic dilemma for any commercial tenant in London. When you're looking for a business base, how do you weigh the intrinsic value of a prestigious location against the very concrete operational benefits of a modern, functional space? We've got two really compelling office listings in front of us, and they're separated by a razor-thin margin of just £32 a month.
It is a fascinating contrast, isn't it? On one side, you have Cork Street, Mayfair, W1S 3LZ, priced at £720 per calendar month. I mean, the location really speaks for itself.
It does.
And then on the other, you've got Curtin Road in Shoreditch, EC2A 3BX, for £688, and it's offering a whole suite of modern amenities and, a much higher capacity.
Exactly. So the central question we have to answer, based solely on this material, is this. Does the enduring prestige and that sort of dispersed Central West End connectivity of the Mayfair offering outweigh the contemporary amenities, the functional flexibility, and the managed service of the Shoreditch property? I'm going to be arguing that the location itself, which is an immediate brand statement, represents the superior long-term value.
And I'll be contending that for any modern business that's concerned with measurable efficiency, tenant well-being, and, frankly, maximizing capacity per pound sterling, the Shoreditch property offers a demonstrably stronger functional proposition. It really is a choice between investing in perception versus investing in productivity.
While my argument is really rooted in the strategic value of the real estate itself, the Cork Street Mayfair location doesn't just provide an office, it provides an institutional stamp of approval. The W1 postcode, specifically Prime Mayfair, it immediately positions a business within that elite tier of London's commercial landscape. You think wealth management, high-end retail, international finance. That status is an invaluable, non-replicable asset. And the external environment is critical here. It's described as being abundant with world-class restaurants and shops. That's a daily, sort of implicit marketing tool that justifies the $720 price tag. Furthermore, we have to look at the logistics. Mayfair offers a cluster of connectivity points that is frankly unmatched by Shoreditch in terms of sheer geographical breadth. You have 4 major tube stations, Green Park, Piccadilly Circus, Bond Street, and Oxford Circus, all within a 10-minute walk. This exceptional centralization of transport across so many diverse lines is really the definition of superior access for clients. And the amazing period-style building itself, with its modern design-led interior, it speaks to a business that values permanence and quality.
I'm coming at this from the perspective of the operational balance sheet. The Curtin Road, Shoreditch location provides, I think, a superior functional value at a lower cost. While Mayfair trades on historical status, Shoreditch delivers measurable contemporary utility. And that is paramount for the EC2A demographic. We're talking the heart of London's tech and creative finance industries. The space is fully managed, which means the tenant is insulated from a lot of the unexpected capital and operational expenses that you might associate with maintaining an older, self-contained unit. And crucially, Shoreditch offers specific modern necessities that are either absent or, just generically specified in the Mayfair listing. We're told about showers, bike storage, a communal roof terrace, and, most importantly, a specified 100 megabit internet speed. Mayfair just promises broadband.
I mean, if you are a data-reliant business, 100 megabytes is a non-negotiable hard feature. Finally, the capacity is clearly defined. 1,982 square feet, ideal for 30-plus desks with 3 good-sized meeting rooms. This high-capacity managed setup offers vastly superior value per square foot than the unspecified and likely much smaller self-contained units in Mayfair. Right, let's just start with the hard numbers. That £32 per month premium for Mayfair, that translates to over £380 a year. It's a small sum, perhaps, but it's a sum that is demonstrably being spent on intangibles. The Shoreditch offering explicitly provides crucial features like that 100 megabyte internet, showers, a roof terrace for tenant welfare. So I just find it difficult to justify paying more for a location that offers fewer explicit features.
What operational cost savings does the Mayfair Prestige actually deliver to offset its higher price and its lack of specified functional amenities?
That is an excellent point about the specification of amenities. I'll grant you that. But I would reframe the expenditure. The Mayfair cost is an investment, it's not a waste. The premium is purchasing something that directly affects the perception of the firm. You call it intangible status, I'd call it immediate credibility. Furthermore, when you look at the Mayfair listing's all-inclusive price and self-contained units, that is actually an operational expense saver for certain types of businesses. A high-value business might demand absolute control and privacy over its infrastructure and security. Being self-contained eliminates the friction and, yes, the cost that can be associated with shared services, which is an implicit part of that Shoreditch communal roof terrace and fully managed model. The 32-pound difference is frankly negligible compared to the competitive advantage of being housed in prime Mayfair.
Okay, I appreciate the point about control over infrastructure. For a business with extremely sensitive data, that control is valuable. But let's be realistic about the majority of tenants. The Shoreditch listing also confirms 24/7 access and cleaning. It's a secure and well-maintained environment. My primary challenge here remains the utility comparison. The Mayfair unit size is entirely unspecified. We can only assume it's one of the smaller units in that building. Shoreditch gives us hard capacity, 1982 square feet, perfect for 30 desks. When you calculate the cost per square foot, the Shoreditch price per desk ratio is demonstrably superior. You're buying maximum tangible utility and scalability at a better rate in Curtin Road. For a growing business, that immediate capacity is far more valuable than a postcode that might come with very limited physical space.
You're focusing on internal efficiency metrics, which are important, yes, but you're minimizing the strategic importance of geographical dispersion. Let's pivot to connectivity. The proximity of 4 major, diverse tube stations in Mayfair, representing the Jubilee, Victoria, Bakerloo, and Central lines, provides a logistical redundancy that fundamentally outweighs the Shoreditch focus on 3 centralized stations. If there's a disruption on one line, your staff and clients still have 3 alternative immediate options. Mayfair's connectivity is just fundamentally more dispersed across the entire city, making it intrinsically more resilient.
While I appreciate your emphasis on the breadth of the 4 tube lines, we do need to look closer at the purpose of that connectivity. Shoreditch's proximity is hyper-centralized around the financial and tech hubs. It's within a 5-minute walk of Liverpool Street. And Liverpool Street isn't just a tube stop, it is a major national rail terminus handling traffic from well outside London, Essex, Cambridge, East Anglia. This provides a completely different class of connectivity. For businesses relying on commuter traffic, or for fintech companies that need to be within immediate striking distance of the square mile, Shoreditch's centralization offers a speed of business advantage that Mayfair simply cannot match. It's the difference between, say, slow, reliable distribution versus rapid, specialized access.
I do acknowledge the strength of Liverpool Street access for national commuters, absolutely. However, connectivity can't be divorced from the environment. A location has to facilitate the entire life cycle of a business relationship. The Mayfair building's setting among world-class restaurants and shops, and specifically its proximity to Oxford Street, makes it a superior hub for client entertainment. The ability to seamlessly transition a high-stakes meeting from the office to a top-tier lunch spot is an intrinsic part of Mayfair's value proposition. It aids client stewardship. That is a critical factor of value not explicitly supported by the very functional description of Curtin Road.
I think that view of client stewardship is becoming increasingly dated, though. Modern clients often favor unique, culturally relevant experiences over institutional formality. And that brings us to the buildings themselves. You defend the Mayfair amazing period-style building as having architectural gravitas. I have to question how that aesthetic translates into value for the modern workforce. The Shoreditch listing describes exciting contemporary managed office space, and it specifically lists features like showers and bike storage. This isn't just a list, it implies the building is designed for an active, younger talent pool that prioritizes fitness and lifestyle integration. The contemporary design is suited to a demographic that values functional wellness, whereas a period building, even a refurbished one, often carries spatial restrictions that impede modern collaborative office layouts.
I see why you might characterize it as restrictive, but let me offer a counterpoint. The period building doesn't imply a sacrifice of utility for mere nostalgia. It provides an architectural anchor, a permanence, which translates into an inherent business credibility, a sense of established stability that a newer managed space can't immediately replicate. And the material is specific. The building has been recently refurbished throughout, offering high-quality space with a design-led interior. So this means the tenant gets the best of both worlds. Modern, high-spec comfort wrapped in the enduring prestige of a classic West End address. We're not comparing a dusty old shell to a new build. We're comparing a high-quality renovation that leverages history versus a high-quality build that leverages contemporary trends.
That is a compelling way to put it. But have you considered the hidden costs? In a self-contained unit within a period building, the burden of maintenance, utility costs, and dealing with the inevitable idiosyncrasies of older infrastructure often falls entirely on the tenant, even with an all-inclusive rent that may not truly cover everything at all. In contrast, the fully managed Shoreditch space assumes that entire financial and labor burden. For a business that just wants to focus on its core mission, the simplicity of the contemporary managed space is a significant relief. You're buying freedom from facility management in Shoreditch.
But that freedom comes at the cost of brand definition. The Mayfair property is investing in a bespoke fit, a location that is synonymous with global success. The Shoreditch space, while functional, is defined by its management and its communal features. For a high-status firm, privacy and exclusivity often outweigh the savings gained from shared amenities. It's about external perception. Mayfair suggests established wealth. Shoreditch suggests rapid growth. Which image better serves the tenant's long-term goals?
I'd maintain that the Shoreditch environment, located near the 16th century Curtain Theatre, offers its own unique cultural cachet, one that resonates deeply with contemporary creative and tech firms. It's a history of innovation, not just institutional finance. And we have to keep coming back to the hard facts of utility. The roof terrace with generous views, the specific 100 MB internet, the showers, these are features designed to maximize employee retention and productivity. In today's labor market, a superior working environment is a powerful recruiting tool that offsets any perceived lack of traditional prestige. The Mayfair listing just doesn't specify equivalent enhancements.
To summarize my position, then, I'd reiterate that Cork Street offers irreplaceable institutional value rooted in its location in prime Mayfair. The investment here is an investment in brand visibility. The sheer logistical dispersion from 4 major tube lines, coupled with the prestige inherent in that period-style building and its surrounding environment, establishes a competitive moat for any business. The slightly higher monthly price simply reflects the cost of acquiring essential, enduring West End status.
And I'll stand by the view that Curtain Road provides demonstrable, superior functional and operational benefits that directly maximize tenant efficiency and employee satisfaction. We have measurable amenities, the roof terrace, the 100 mega internet, alongside superior functional flexibility with nearly 2,000 square feet capable of hosting 30-plus desks. This entire package, driven by its rapid access to hubs like Liverpool Street and the city, represents a proposition based on practical, contemporary utility and, frankly, a forward-looking talent strategy, all at a lower monthly cost.
It is genuinely fascinating that the source material describes both of these listings as prime, yet they demonstrate such vastly different interpretations of that term. One focusing on traditional real estate value in W1 and the other prioritizing operational utility in EC2A.
Indeed. The material clearly illuminates the essential strategic trade-offs every commercial tenant has to face, weighing the investment in historical perception against the investment in modern functional efficiency. The data provides compelling evidence for both arguments, leaving the decision to the theoretical business to weigh which provides the superior overall investment.